I'm largely unfamiliar, especially now. I'm largely unfamiliar with what's going on in these YouTube streets because I've insulated myself based off of the recommendation of those that are around me of how it is that I'm supposed to move. So I have to give a large appreciation. If y'all see me shouting Q out, Island Girl Q, and make sure y'all subscribe to her channel. Go to Island Girl Q and subscribe to her channel. Um, Somebody said that camera quality is crazy. S Chanel. You know what I record on? You know what I'm live streaming on? An iPhone 14 Pro. I shoot all of my content on iPhones unless I'm in the studio, and then I shoot it on that. And so a lot of people be thinking that they need to spend a whole lot of money getting all of these lights and equipment. I got to get this crazy camera. You ain't got to do all of that. I'm gonna break this down even more inside of the Patreon. But let me get away from that. Let me go back to my original point. If you see me shouting out people like Island Girl Q regularly, it's because she's an asset to me, right? Q is more than a friend. Logic is more than a friend. Rita is more than my wife, right? And we are so close and so connected that people will even throw shots and say dumb shit like she must be his second wife. If that's what y'all want to label her, I'm cool with that because I think that Q would make a phenomenal first wife for any man that would be interested in making sure. Well, I'm not going to talk about her dating life because Q has already got her stuff sorted out. Just because she don't talk about the shit on the internet don't mean that she ain't already got her stuff together. And as a matter of fact, I try to pour into her and tell her stuff like, leave this off the internet, learn from my mistakes. I was one of the ones that took the arrows and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So her personal life, her dating life, her relationship life, how it is that she operates is off limits. But she adds so much value into my life, and I'm gonna use her as an example because there's multiple different people that add value into my life. But she adds so much value into my life as far as being an asset. She go and get that bag. She gives me great advice. We throw ideas off of each other, and we don't even always agree. But just because we don't disagree publicly to you, because real people and real friends in real life operate this way, people become incredibly insecure with what a real friendship is supposed to look like because they're not used to seeing healthy relationships, right? So much so to where they've largely fought me, beat me up, beat me down about insulating me. Yeah, Rita has been shopping, Q. and Rita has a 2-hour massage. I paid for Rita to go get a 2-hour massage here at the Vidara because she's been such a good girl. Such a good girl. But we'll get to that in a minute. But they're so used, they've been fighting and beating me up about insulating myself about everything that's going on. So I've taken their advice and I've largely removed myself from seeing the things that most people see online on a regular basis, right? And they're the ones that's in the mire. They're the ones that's kind of in the streets and knowing what's going on. You guys are familiarizing me with what's happening. So when I seen somebody email me and they sent me 2 videos, both of which I'm going to use today as a reference point, and they sent me this video of MTR and he was talking about getting his hands dirty, and we're going to get into that in a minute. Nothing surprises me. Absolutely nothing surprises me. All the way to the point to where I was talking to Rita this morning and I said, I'm thinking about pulling my daughter out of regular school. Shout out to Aaron on my dog, another guy that absolutely is a part of the team and adds value into my life. I'm thinking about pulling my daughter out of regular school, homeschooling her, traveling the world, having her immerse herself even more into the cultural norms by which she's become accustomed to in all of the travel and hanging out with her real friends outside of the internet or within her school and things like that. You know, Rita, her and I, we had a conversation last week, and I didn't really take it as serious as I am now until I started seeing everything that's happening in society. You guys sending me these videos of what's going on in downtown Chicago. I keep seeing all of these school shootings and shit like that, and these institutions have largely become liberal indoctrination camps. You can't turn an eye without them perverting God's rainbow into being a symbol for the LGBT alphabet community. And it's like, this is one of the things that I feared, or we had a conversation about, and we didn't realize it was going to be as bad as it is now 15 years later. But these are one of the things that Rita and I were having a conversation about why, one of the largest reasons why we were very adamant about possibly not having a kid in the first place. And if we were going to have a kid, then we were going to put everything that we had into ourselves and then into her, in order to ensure that we had the resources to be able to travel the world. We had the resources to be able to send her to college without having to worry about her getting student loan debt. Had the resources to cover her and to not have to split things up in order to make sure that this person can do it and this person can do it. That we can decide to go and live in a different country. We can live in a different state. We can pick up and move and do whatever we want to do when we wanted to do it. And we were very intentional about that. And so when we had this conversation last week, and my daughter was like, yo, Dad, it's this program, because my daughter is ranked #1 in the country in Taekwondo for her age group. And she was like, yo, I'm on a national team. I'm on a USA team. I'm on a Junior Olympics and all of this. And it's this program, and this girl just did it. And she's telling me about all of this stuff that they doing and how they get to travel and, the new experiences and how it shaped her narrative. And this is how my daughter talks. She's very smart, very mature. Q know her in real life, the whole 9 yards. And so I didn't take it serious because I'm like, no, Leslie, it's benefits to going to school, the social aspect of it and so on and so forth. But what are we really pushing our kids to do? Why are we continuing to push our kids to accept these social norms as crafted by the people that voted somebody in office? And the overwhelming majority of the people are voting out of ignorance, and they're being sold a lie. And so then we push our kids into these indoctrination camps that's not even best for them. And so now I'm talking to my wife this morning, and we was FaceTiming with our daughter all last night and stuff like that. And it's a strong possibility. I mean, I'm probably leaning 75-25, 75% in favor of pulling my daughter out of public schools, homeschooling her, and then just traveling the world. What do y'all think about that? I'm strongly considering, and I was talking to Rita this morning, strongly considering pulling my daughter out of public schools, removing her from this very, very terrible, horrible world, and just traveling the world. Traveling the world. I can do this shit from anywhere. I can do this from anywhere. And I can always get back to Detroit, to my home base, to be able to cook up a show or whatever. We got the studio, right? I can do my regular corporate job from anywhere. My real estate portfolio is going to be popping off no matter where it is that I go. I'm strongly considerate, yo. I'm seeing what y'all talking about in the chat. And I was driving around the city the other day in Detroit. It's fucked up out here. And the worst part about public schools? Well, first let me say this. The thing that I really, really that I hated as a child, which I made adjustments when I had a child, is that I didn't feel like my parents took the things that I thought as serious as they should have, because they said, well, I'm the parent, and they didn't take it into consideration. Now, we still have to make the best decision on behalf of our children. That's why we are mothers and fathers and parents, because our children are not our friends. So we have to cover them first. But when she intelligently communicates to me her thoughts, I seriously take that into consideration. And as a father, I have to make adjustments. in order to ensure that she gets the best of everything, the best opportunities, the best cultural experiences. My daughter don't run in the Victim Olympics. She does not believe in aligning herself with people just because they black. She has her own thoughts. She thinks for herself. She knows how to cook. I see my wife with her all the time, and she's teaching her how to cook and do all of these things. And so I'm very, very blessed. I'm very, very thankful. But I've always also made good decisions in order to ensure that I took what God blessed me with and I made the best out of it because, I get to have a wife that gets to work with my daughter. I get to have a daughter that we spare no expense as far as ensuring that she has all of the resources she needs to be successful. I get to participate, and I've largely participated in watching her grow up and being a force in her life to show her exactly what a man is supposed to look like, so that hopefully one day she marries a man that's similar to her father. But this world is fucked up. It's fucked up. You know, I just thought about it and totally forgot. What's that, baby? I was talking to one of her teachers yesterday. You was talking to one of her teachers yesterday? Mm-hmm. Uh huh. And she was saying how because the kids are so bad, mm-hmm, the parents are not doing anything, and so the teachers are like giving up. And it's so many teachers that's about to retire because they're just tired of teaching these kids. I heard about that. I was coaching somebody that told me that too. She said it's about to be so many people that's not even what do you call it? Like they don't have the degree or education to teach. Yeah. They're gonna be teaching because there ain't gonna be no teachers. I don't know if y'all heard that, but Rita said she was talking to one of Leslie's teachers yesterday, and she was saying that because the majority of the kids in schools, and my daughter goes to a phenomenal school. Don't do nothing, the administration don't do nothing. Yeah, because everything is all liberal and stuff. My sports teams and stuff, they don't do nothing to them. My wife was saying that the teacher was telling her that the overwhelming majority of the teachers that can retire are looking to retire because the parents don't parent anymore. Um, the administration can't do anything. Their hands is tied. Everything is based off of this PC culture that we live in today. And so I'm strong. I really think that it wouldn't be a bad move to pull her out and just homeschool her. So we're going to make that decision as a family. What I would suggest to you guys, and a lesson that I'm trying to give you as a result of having this conversation with you, is A, don't go woke. This culture that we live in is trash. It's been trash. I said it from the very beginning. And I stand on that. B, if you are going to have children, don't do it based off of what the standards were yesteryear because we live in different times. You have to adjust and you have to understand that it's very expensive to raise a kid and you want to be in a position to give your child the best possible chance to succeed in his lifetime. Last but not least, these girls and these young boys, they need strong, and I mean strong, not just a father. They need strong men and fathers in their lives. Women, be careful who it is that you open up your legs to and let nut in you. Let's get real. Be careful who you open up your legs to and let nut in you because you are also responsible and to be held responsible for who it is that you have children with. Marry before you carry. Also marry your best friend. Be very, very careful about who it is that you align yourself with. And do not find yourself in a position to where you are now a baby mama trying to give advice on YouTube about how it is that women need to be feminine. Stop it, fam. These kids, they need strong fathers in their life. And when I say strong, I mean men that are not willing to move based off of what the majority of people are saying in this woke culture, but men that stand on a square and their principles and is a reflection of what you would want your daughter to marry and what you would want your son to grow up to be like. That got a backbone, that stand for what they believe in and don't move based off of the mob.